In the box office, movies this year have been performing much worse than movies were last year, and I definitely think that there is a pretty telling reason for why that is happening. We're going to be getting into that in this video, but at the same time, we continue to get some pretty great movies that are doing pretty well in theaters, and there's also a reason for that, as I'm sure you all have probably figured out what those reasons are, but we're going to jump into this because this is pretty interesting. The weekend box office is less than half what it was this time last year. Ford vs. Ferrari opens at number 1, but the overall US weekend box office was less than half of what it was this time a year ago in 2018. Outside of Disney, most of the major Hollywood studios have been having a rough time at the box office in 2019. Last month's Joker is one of the rare movies to exceed its commercial expectations this year, becoming the first R-rated movie to ever make $1 billion worldwide. Always got to give a round of applause to the fantastic filmmakers behind Joker. Thank you. Well done. Congratulations. All of that. Much deserved. Much deserved. Things have gotten especially bad over the last few weeks, with sequels like Terminator Dark Fate and Doctor Sleep performing much weaker than anticipated in spite of having generally positive reviews in both cases. That trend continued with this weekend's Charlie's Angels, which only opened with 8.6 million domestically and ultimately landed in third place behind last week's champion Midway. Ford vs. Ferrari, on the other hand, was buoyed by its enthusiastic reception and managed to top the frame with a larger than anticipated 31 million. Congrats to Ford vs. Ferrari on that. That is pretty epic. Now I have kind of a theory about this. And, this is just a really early working theory at this point. But part of me wonders if movies like Charlie's Angels and Terminator Dark Fate, which did not do well in the box office, but still received pretty good reviews, I have a theory of why that's happening. And I think that part of it might be because only people who would go see these movies because of the female empowerment message or something like that are giving it positive ratings. You know what I mean? I think that the reason the box office is so bad is because there's most people are looking at movies like Charlie's Angels and being like, yeah, I'm not going to go see that crap. I'm not going to support that crap. But then we have a bunch of people out there that are like, oh, a movie about female empowerment and the Me Too movement. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go see the movie. And that's why they're going to see the movie. And so they're giving the movie a positive review because of that. So there's not as many people like that going to see the movie. But at the same time, those are the only ones that are giving the movie verified reviews on things like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. It's just a working theory at this point, but it's kind of something that I've been kind of thinking about recently. I mean, Charlie's Angels did horribly in the box office this past weekend. Only 8 million in the box office. That is absolutely disastrous. That is pathetically bad. And I wouldn't be surprised if most of those people that went to see this movie are people that went to go see this movie solely because of the political agenda messages that this movie had. Unfortunately, as ERC pointed out on Twitter, that wasn't enough to save the frame as a whole. The top 5 films over the weekend, Ford vs. Ferrari, Midway, Charlie's Angels, Playing with Fire, Last Christmas, collectively grossed less than half of what the movies in release a year ago did, back when Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald opened with 62 million. Now, Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald, I did not think was a good movie. I had a rough time trying to get. I don't even think I finished watching that movie. It was just not a good movie. It just wasn't. But of course, most people are going to go support that movie over things like Charlie's Angels because they know that when they go see a movie like Fantastic Beasts, the likelihood of it having agendas that it's trying to cram down your throat is pretty small in contrast to things like Charlie's Angels. Now, that's the reason why I think Ford vs. Ferrari did so well this past weekend, is because it's a movie about race cars. This movie is about dudes and race cars and all that type of stuff. That's what people will go see because they know that is going to be more of a safe movie when it comes to not having the type of agenda crap as things like Charlie's Angels. So that's why I think Ford vs. Ferrari did well. and Charlie's Angels did not do well. The overall box office for 2019 continues to lag behind 2018's pace, in spite of Avengers Endgame becoming the biggest movie of all time, and several films, Joker included, grossing well over $1 billion around the globe. Some people have pointed the finger of blame for the drop-off at streaming services like Netflix and the newly launched Disney+, but previous studies have shown that streamers aren't affecting theater attendance. If anything, there seems to be a myriad of factors responsible for this year's disappointing box office turnout. Oh boy, I hope that they kind of get into what they think are the reasons here, ranging from too many movies being released to a lack of awareness around certain films and or general disinterest towards many of the properties being rebooted. Okay, I think that that's all fair criticisms, and I think that some of those are probably true more than others. I think that I do think that Hollywood is just getting worse at making good movies. I think that Hollywood is just continuing to fail at that they are creating movies that are nothing but propaganda ridden pieces of garbage that they're slopping out there for people that don't focus on good stories or good characters, and because of that, people don't care. People don't want to see that when they go spend money at the theaters. Normal people that have everyday jobs, we don't go see movies because of the political messaging. That's not what draws us to go see movies. That's why I think a lot of these movies are failing. That's why on the flip side, I think movies like Joker are doing well, and movies like Ford versus Ferrari, which is doing better than people were expecting. I think there's a reason for this, and I mean, it just seems like there's plenty of evidence that's pointing in that direction of why some movies are doing really well, some movies are doing really bad. Of course, it's not always the case. There can be other factors as well, but I think generally, this is indeed the case. Hollywood needs to make better movies if they want to draw people to the theaters. They need to make movies that make people feel like they need to see it, right? That's the whole key. That's why movies like Avengers Endgame succeeded, because it's a movie that people felt like they needed to see because it's the end of a 10-year journey, a 10-year cinematic universe. That's why movies like Joker succeeded, because it's a movie that people felt like they needed to see because of all the controversy surrounding that movie, the cultural messaging, the cultural impact, all of that type of stuff is why people felt like they needed to see Joker. So Hollywood needs to make movies that people feel like they need to see. I don't know how they're going to do that. They need to figure it out, though, because obviously the box office this year for theaters has not been as strong as it was last year. And I don't know, maybe last year wasn't even as strong as the year before that. I would have to look at the research of that. But yeah, so this is just kind of interesting stuff that's happening. Let me know in the comments below what you think about all of this that's happening. I do want to hear your guys' thoughts about why you think the box office isn't doing as well this year as it was last year. I am curious, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.